right here, I have this tier list where we're going to be ranking Hear Me Outs based off of how good of a Hear Me Out they are. And I just asked everyone through Twitter, Blue Sky, Discord, and YouTube to give me some submissions. So I just asked for an image file. Why exactly should I hear you out? And then also a very funny question, because I thought it would be funny to ask people if they were Arrow Ace. Oh right, also, I will be ranking these characters on more than whether or not they are a good Hear Me Out. I will be ranking them on if I will be hearing them out. And here we have the first image. A character from an object show that I don't know. No idea what the character is. Maybe I should have asked for a name. But C tier. That's C tier because Fan would treat me right. That makes Fan seem to be a good person. A good person, while they are good, that's not much of a hear me out, is it? A good person is not questionable, but a bad person is very questionable. And the more questionable, the more of a hear me out it is. Now, as for whether or not I will be hearing them out on this, no. No, I don't think that I will. So the more toxic, the more points. Yes, exactly, you get it. Well, I know who submitted this because their name is on the image file, their username. This looks like one of those home security units. Yes, huge yes. I mean, this is peak Hear Me Out. I have no idea who this character is, but that's why we have the description on why I should be hearing them out. You are a robot at heart, and this gives you feelings, looking like it's staring at you seductively and makes noises when you touch it. It makes noises when you touch it? It gives you morphine. So you're telling me it gives you drugs. That's pretty toxic. I think that goes into S tier. And as for whether or not I will be hearing you out, no one questioned my decision. Well, I can already tell which one this is from the file name. It's Roadhog from Overwatch. He doesn't look that bad. Okay, this one's a bit longer. His lore is incredibly fun to get into. I have a theory that he's a cannibal. Personally, that's a turnoff for me, but alright. Also, you just like big men. His dad bod. He's incredibly strong physically, too. You'd think that... I did not read anyone's reasons on hearing them out. I did not read any of them. I won't be showing the rest of that on stream. Okay, so this person is in fact asexual. Do I put him at C or D? Cause he is just a guy. I think I have to put it at C. The description puts in a lot of work, cause he is just a guy. He dresses kind of weirdly, but he's just a guy. Now as for this tier list, I need to make a new tier. Maybe. You know, it's not my thing. But like I said, he's not that bad looking. Next response. What do we got? What do we got here? What do we got? A Shutterstock image of the number 64. Well, everyone has a favorite number. Yours is 8. Your favorite number is 8. And if you multiply it by itself, you get 64. Very interesting. This person is aromantic. Yeah, I guess that works. I gotta put it on A tier because like it's such a concept. The number 64 is such a concept. That means you physically, even if it were to be real, which I mean, the number 64 is in fact real, you could not hear anyone out on that because it is a concept. And as for whether I would or not, I mean, I just went on a tangent about how I can't hear you out on it, but I don't want to put it in no. Yeah, I guess. All right. No idea what this image is. Thomas the Tank Engine. Wait, how old is Thomas the Tank Engine? Wait, I didn't think about that until now. How old is Thomas the Tank Engine? Let me look it up on another tab. tab. Okay, so I don't think he has a canonical age. Someone who watched the show and had his toys before, you're double digits. You're pretty sure he's supposed to be a child. Okay, so I think we put Thomas in F. I'm gonna close the window while I read this. Also, this also applies to any train ever. You just use Thomas because he's a pretty cool guy. Probably has an annoying voice though. What do you mean probably has an annoying voice? Has this person not even watched Thomas? Has this person not watched Thomas and Friends? Thomas the Tank Engine? Thomas the Train, or Tank Engine as the weirdos call him. This person's not a reliable source. Yeah, this is going in F tier. This is F tier. They also didn't answer the optional question, which, like, it's optional, but, like, lame. No, you go into the lowest tier here, too. So yes, Thomas gets to go to the child tier. Okay, what's this next one? I like this. Oh, I like this one. I don't think I even need to read why I should be hearing them out. I think this one goes straight to the top. Hatred. Oh, so it's an inner demon, but it also has a physical form. Hatred might be you and everyone else's inner demon, but it is a demon, which makes it a great big smash in your book. Anyways, yeah, your view of Hatred has forever changed to this when you saw a video with a thumbnail of Hatred doing the draw me like one of your French girls pose. Why is it still animated? Tier Maker said that it wouldn't animate them if they were GIFs. That's weird. So yeah, you go into S tier. That is a perfect hear me out, and yeah, you go straight to the top of this list too. Yeah, there you go. Oh, here we go. We got Sephiroth, but not conventionally attractive Sephiroth. This is like a transformed Sephiroth or whatever. I haven't played Final Fantasy VII. What would all the Loop fans think about this one? He's basically got a star hole right here. Big man with no body hair, awooga, bark, bark, bark. His normal forms may be conventional, but this isn't. Very true. Probably, please, don't kill me. You're so nice. Please, 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 please. P.S. I am normal. I don't believe you. I don't appreciate lying, but yeah, that's a pretty good one. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. That's gotta be B, right? At least. B is good. And, let's see this one. I mean, aside from her mouth, she's pretty conventionally attractive. She does have, like, lizard eyes, which, honestly, that's a bonus. All of the Hear Me Out is located in one area. You know what I'm trying to say? Let's read on. Okay, they submitted a video. We'll check out a few seconds.
I love the kind of woman that will actually just kill me.
You know what? Yeah, same. In all seriousness, while the whole murderous mutant thing definitely does play a role, it's also that she's loyal, passionate, and strangely caring in her own way. So yeah, she goes to C tier, I guess. You're telling me that her emotions are normal, except for the murderous intent sometimes? But she does go right next to Sephiroth on this tier list. She goes right next to Sephiroth. Alright, what's this next one? I have no idea what this is from. Is this like an astronaut that's like taken over by a parasite? That's kind of what it looks like. Is this Among Us? Looks like Borrow Trauma. I have no idea what that is. Let's read why I should be hearing them out. Oh, Husk from Borrow Trauma. Yeah, that works. Your only excuse is, you mean... Look at that tongue. You see, like, this is a pretty good hear me out, but their reasoning for why I should hear them out is pretty weak. Like, the tongue, that's it? You see, if this person was asexual, they would be able to give me a better reason. You know? I mean, in terms of being a hear me out, it's high ranking. It's a high ranking hear me out. I think I'll put it at A, because I just don't think I'm ready to put it at S. Does it really compare to the inner emotion of hatred or a drug dispensing robot? I don't think it does. But I do say that it's on par with the concept of the number 64. And while we're here, I'm just going to throw in one of my own personal hear me outs, you know, just as a little break point. Oh yeah, I also need to rank the Husk on the other list. I'm not interested, but it is a good hear me out. Let's rank Dark Samus. Now you might think, Samus is just a woman. Dark Samus is not a woman though. Dark Samus is a space parasite. Dark Samus is yet another space parasite. There is no person in that suit. That suit is all just one big parasite. Yeah, that's why Dark Samus is one of my personal picks for Hear Me Out. You see the reasoning, but it's just a normal human with extra steps. I mean, you're right. Maybe Dark Samus goes to B tier. Dark Samus is very humanoid shaped. You would the Dark Parasite. Oh yeah, speaking of, yeah, same. Alright, let's move on to the next submission. Does that say bread? Oh my. Oh my. I've learned about this character recently, I do believe. I'm pretty sure Bug's the one who told me about this character. And, on the pan, straight out of the oven, with milk, no spray oil. Anyways. Listen, you know it doesn't make much sense from just looking at it, because it is a literal cookie, but you gotta understand where you're coming from. Having a cool personality, their very own radio station. You know, being a radio station host does make for more of a hear me out. Cause like, come on, a radio station host? Very charismatic, and is also kind of flirtatious, so in simple terms, you're baking it. I'm doing more than baking it. I'm ranking it on this list first. Where is it? Where do you go straight to the top. You go to the very top. Anyways, let's move on to this one. I think that's gotta be our first D tier. Cause like, it's a cookie, but like everyone agrees, that is a conventionally attractive cookie. That is a hot cookie. I mean, I hope, otherwise I'm looking mighty foolish here if I'm just saying that to myself. Yeah, aromantic. Awesome. We're collecting great statistics here. Who is our next one? Jevil. With a very interesting picture paired with it. I hate the image, but this is pretty weird. The fan arts, they speak to you. Okay, that's a pretty weak reasoning. We're landing on a lot of C tiers, which I mean C is average, so I guess it makes sense. All right, so I mean maybe. That's all I have to say on that. Maybe. Let's see. Who do we got here? Who do we got? Pyramid Steve. I will defeat you, Jimbo, and Merble Evergreen. Pyramid Steve is not a joke. Yes, he may be a joke character by Alex Hirsch, but that's what makes him so intriguing. Only getting a few scraps means that his story and personality are up to the fandom. That's the best thing about him. Pyramid Steve can be whatever you want. He can be a feral gremlin chewing up your router, or he can be a wonderful little man. Whichever you prefer for your Blorbo / hear me out, I see him as a jolly, unhinged British triangle. He will treat you well and cheer you up when you are sad. He is incredibly based and will smite anyone who hurts you. The antithesis to Bill Cipher, yet also his brethren in trigonometry. He is perfection. You like Pyramid Steve? I gotta say, I like Pyramid Steve too. Also, both? We haven't had many boths yet. We haven't had many people who were Arrow Ace. Yeah, Pyramid Steve goes to S tier. Like, the fact that Pyramid Steve is a two-dimensional being, that's a bonus. Where's Pyramid Steve here? Pyramid Steve? I'll give you a yes. You get a yes, Pyramid Steve. What's the next one? Cromer. I kept getting confused by that file name when I looked through the pictures to make sure none of them were NSFW. I kept thinking that this was going to be Spampton. This is not Spamton. I don't really know what I'm looking at, but I'm kind of into it. I mean, obviously, very grotesque, but there's certain parts that I do enjoy looking at. Because woman, yes, there is a giant fleshy maw with arms sticking out of it that could engulf you whole, but that's the fun. They understand. This person understands. Become part of the human wholeness. What are you doing with your life? I don't know. Neither aromantic or asexual. They're not asexual and they are hearing this character out. You know what? I give them respect. I give respect to that. I'm curious. Cromer Character. Oh wow. Yeah, I like women. yeah, I do. So anyways, let's go back to the tier list. That's definitely an S tier. That's like an S tier, right? You get to go to this tier. However, though, it was important for me to make a separate slot, you know? Here we do have one of the princesses from Slay the Princess. And we do in fact love insane women. Speaking of, is this one of the DLC princesses? One of the new ones in that update or whatever? Because I haven't seen this one before. I do like the princess. Now the fact that she is either A, missing a lot of her skin, or B, has nailed someone else's skin to herself. For me personally, I don't like that. Or not even their skin, just their flesh without the skin. I think that goes to B, cause like she's dangerous and all. She's missing a lot of skin, but like her face is fully intact. Still has a human body, for the most part. Maybe. As you can tell from the way that this list is skewing, I'm not very picky. Alright, next one. What was this thing even called? I don't remember the names of Deltarune enemies. Oh, Viro-Kun. They might be an incredibly minor character, but they're very silly. You'll be honest, you don't expect yours to be as bad as what everyone else submitted. Well, one of them was Thomas the Tank Engine, so I can't lie. Definitely not a bad one. I think Viro-Kun is just a little bit weirder than Jevil. Cause like Jevil can do some freaky stuff. Jevil can do anything, you know? But Viro-Kun, look at those vertices, you know? Look at those vertices. And you know, speaking of looking at those vertices, yeah, I would. Dante's Standing. Who? I have no idea who this character is. Limbus Company. Oh. When I look at this character, I can't help but think of the guy with a clock face from the Chicken Nugget channel. Let's see if I can find a picture. Yeah, I can't help but think about this guy. And honestly, I would. For both. For both, honestly. This one is quite literally hotter. I mean, look. May you present me with the best manager in all of the world. They may have a clock for a head, who might burn you if you touch it, but they have a soft heart, and they know what to tell you when you feel down, even though to others it might not seem like tick-tocking. I do not know if this counts as conventionally attractive. In any case, kiss that flat metal face. I say that's an easy A tier. Yeah, it goes right around there. Let's do another one of my personal ones. So here we have Ailment from Plants vs. Zombies 2. This is one of the mints, of course. You know, a plant. I guess Ailment has roots, but that's about it. And a mouth. I'm going to stop talking about that. Is everyone understanding when I want to put Ailment in A tier? Or not A tier, S tier? I would not put this any lower than A tier. The face is attractive, but not in a very conventional way, if you get what I'm saying. It's very abstract, because it's just 2 eyes and, like, a mouth with a tooth gap. So, yes. Yes. 3 exclamation points, yes. I just really like this plan, okay? I'm normal about this plant. Next submission. Is this a Paw Patrol? No, not Paw Patrol. So what is this show called? Octonauts. This is... Someone submit an Octonauts character to me. Honestly, though, he looks like he could get work done. Here's something that's very common in character design. Something very common in character design that needs to be pointed out more often. It's fully zipped up despite the zipper being at the bottom. Such an icon, a manly man. His dominating voice is so weary emoji. When he says, Octonauts to the launch bay, pensive emoji. Not to mention his love for sea creatures. He's the kind of man who would save you from a burning building, but also gotta save the polar bears, eyes emoji. That's easily A tier. That's easily A tier. I mean, like, he has a lot of attractive qualities, personality-wise, but he does look like a bear toy, so that's a pretty good hear me out. Anyways, yes. Yes, I would. Yo, we got GLaDOS? Yeah, this is some toxic Yuri right here. Look at how she crushes Wheatley in Portal 2, you gotta understand. Also, hi, Crafter, hi. Hello there, person that I don't know because I didn't ask for usernames or anything. Does GLaDOS deserve S tier? Technically qualifies as a hear you out, but this one is so widely agreed upon that it has to detract points on creativity. Yeah, that's what my thinking is, because I have never heard a person say explicitly that they would not for GLaDOS. I've heard many people say that they would. I don't know, I feel like we have to grade on a curve here. As for me personally, yes. Galeem from Super Smash Bros. Oh no, wait, this is Darkon. This is Darkon. It's been a while since I played World of Light, okay? Darkon and Galeem don't have personalities to judge based off of, but in terms of hearing this person out, I gotta say, it's a good choice. You don't really have much to say else. Evil guy. Tentacles. Did I mention they're evil? Wrong there, so I'm going to deduct some points. Aromantic. Cool. Yeah, I guess Darkon is sort of like an Eldritch Deity on that sort of scale. As for me personally, that's a hard maybe. You know what? If the hands are included, I will say yes. Alright, what do we got here? Is this Balatro? I haven't played Balatro. Is this Balatro? Look at the little guy. He's just so sad and broken. He's a lovable, handsome little man. You want to see him succeed. You will fix him. I guess that means that it's deserving of a maybe. As for a hear me out, that's a pretty good hear me out, you know? It's in the same ballpark as the number 64, except you can so like, the number 64, it's so much crazier because it's a concept, but this one gets points because it is a physical thing that you can touch while still possibly just being a playing card. Oh, heck yeah, Birdo. I don't know if I can say conventionally attractive, but Birdo is attractive in some form. But Birdo, at the same time, is a funky little dinosaur creature with a hole in her face. Just a plain and simple yes. Oh wait, I didn't even read this wall of text. I need to keep remembering about that. First of all, trans icon, so true. This girl has been repping for literal decades. We need to put some respect on the work that she's put into getting her identity recognized. She's also one of the first female antagonists in gaming as well. That is true. She radiates confidence and beauty because she has put in enough work and effort to know that she is gorgeous. She is an inspiration to us all, and truly the pinnacle of grace and beauty in this world. And that's the only comment you have because you respect women for who they are. I do appreciate all the work you put in instead of saying, mouth hole. And that is Jumbo Josh. He makes my Josh Jumbo. Asexual? I mean, he's pretty weird, right? Get it away from me, though. Not touching that. Animal Crossing character. No idea what character this is. Probably a New Horizons one. I don't know how I feel about Beaks, but that's just a personal one. Aside from that, he is kind of just a guy who happens to be a bird. Well, no, this is hard to explain. He is extinct, but he is diligent at his job. He is a hard worker, and oh my gosh, have I heard his voice? I have not heard his voice. Is he gonna talk? Nah. His voice doesn't do it for me. What tier did I put Roadhog in? I put Roadhog in C. I think I gotta put him in C. But as for whether I would or not, why not, I guess? Alright, who's the next Hear Me Out we got? That's an interesting one. Oh no, they're thinking of that. No. No, you don't get the satisfaction. So like, Diglett is weird. It's weird, you know? Their reasoning, like you said, it is a poor reasoning. It is weak reasoning. It's so basic. And also, I can't imagine that the Diglett would even want to do that, you know? I just don't think it works. This is a scholastic children's book character. I've seen this character, but I've never read any of the books. What? Huh? What are they talking about? I don't know if it should be in a derogatory way or not, but this person is a freak. A tier, cause you're so weird. You're so weird. Anyways, Fly Guy. No. Just move past Fly Guy. Yo! We got the guy from Wii Music. Oh wait, maybe this isn't Wii Music, maybe it's Wii Party. I mean, he is just a guy, but he is also like a Muppet. He doesn't have fingers, so that's something. Yeah, I guess Party Phil goes to B tier. Considering what my list comprises of so far, you might be surprised of this, but no, I would not for Party Phil. I would not. Oh, I didn't even read yet. Party Phil would never do you wrong. Party Phil knows what's up. Party Phil knows what you want, and he knows how to get it. Party Phil says that he knows a place, and then brings you to a volcano. You didn't even know that they had volcanoes in Seattle, but Party Phil knew. Party Phil would never throw your unwilling body into the mouth of a volcano. And Party Phil's bones are wafer thin and break with a delightful snap. That's a pretty complicated way to say that he'll never give you up. Before we move on to the next submission, here is my final personal pick, Gangle from the Amazing Digital Circus. You might be thinking, Gangle is in fact a woman. However, Gangle does not have a body. Gangle is just ribbons and a mask. And you know what? I like that. I think Gangle deserves A. You see, actually, Manager Lady, I liked Gangle since before that episode. I have liked Gangle the entire time. As for this list, yeah, obviously all of my personal pick characters are going to the top of the list. They're all going to the yes, or should I say, yes tier. I wonder what the image that says garlic bread is. Yeah, that's garlic bread. And it looks to be homemade. Not just homemade, this looks like pretty good garlic bread. It looks super buttery, and like there's lots of herbs used. It's hard to take over Denmark on an empty stomach. Colon 3. Arrow and Ace. That makes sense why they submitted garlic bread. Is garlic bread too tame? Because, like, obviously, the intent was not to have... The intent was not to have sexual relations with this garlic bread. That's obviously not the case. But if we were judging on that scale, it would be very high. I guess everyone gave pretty good hear me outs. I gotta put garlic bread on D. I need to make a new tier on this list. Row above. We will put garlic bread in the eat tier. And while I'm at it, just real quick, I will also put the cookie at the eat tier. But you know, not in that kind of way. Below Diglett is kind of crazy in your opinion. To be fair, we will move Diglett to D tier, okay? And this is the computer from Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door. I've never played the Thousand Year Door, but I do know this character. Alright, let's hear him out. Let's hear him out. Oh my gosh, this is long. In short, Tech X, or Tech, is transby encoded, and your robosexual and objectum. I don't know what objectum is, but I assume it's in the same ballpark. I will be referring to Tech with she, her pronouns, so in a long, basically a poor written character analysis, it's very much a personal pick. I guess the robosexuals are eating good they're eating good this stream. Now, as for myself, I am not robosexual, so I don't even know what I would do here. Maybe. Tech can go into maybe. Yeah, I don't even know what I'm looking at with this one. I can't tell if that's like a really big forehead, or if that's like the top of their mouth. He's funny. Everybody loves a funny little guy. Also, he is good at spitting, like Hawk to a girl. Awesome. I think we just put that one in B. And me personally, no. The longer that I look at this fan, I'm thinking maybe. I don't know what we have here. And honestly, that makes it a pretty good submission. You think this not on Game Builder Garage is the most adorable one. When combined with the dialogue they use in the game itself, they just seem like the most innocent and maybe airheaded one. Plus, the not on is known for always regretting decisions and never being happy with them. You feel bad for them. You don't know. It's probably just weird. Arrow Ace, cool. I think I need to put that one in S tier. That's pretty good. This is just a do-over button, or an undo button. And now we have our last submission here. Right. Bullet Train. Public transportation is sexy. You know what? Yeah. Also, monorails are extra cool, and the design, wonderful. The monorails are fantastic. Asexual. I think that's A tier. I don't know if the train is worthy of S tier. Now, as for me... Oh, right, I forgot to put you there. Yeah, I'm just gonna put that there and not elaborate. And the train... The train... I don't think I can do anything with a train. So, I think by default, I just have to say no. That's our tier list, I guess. That's all the submissions. Goodbye, everybody.